What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope everyone out there is doing phenomenal tonight. Hope you guys are looking forward to a great weekend. Hope you had a great Friday. And as always, I hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, with the Catch fam. It's that time of year, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get as prepared as possible. We've had preseason sparking up here. It's August, over a weekend. It's time to seriously start throwing together some beautiful fantasy football squads for the upcoming season. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football, any fantasy football questions, topics, whatever you guys want. Get in the live chat. Let's get it going. Pete's in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, preseason's here. I've seen multiple preseason games. All the hype. CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, MVP. Maybe Tank Dell is wide receiver number one in this offense.
Yeah, so I was telling you right before we streamed, I didn't see any of the Texans game, but apparently it was good if you believe in the Texans doing well this season offensively.
It was just, one little connection here or there. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Their punter was talking shit. He forced a muff punt. So, I mean, the Texans are feeling it right now. They are feeling the mojo, I think.
Let's go. Love some special teams action. Anyone in the live chat, let us know any reactions you guys have to anything from yesterday's preseason games or today's preseason games. I'll pull up all the stats and kind of go through. But like last night, I pulled up the stats. I watched parts of the games last night. Actually, tonight I just was looking at highlights. And mock draft is full, so we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna throw out the final warning on Discord and Sleeper. But last night I looked at the stats and they didn't really tell the full story, because then I went back and watched more highlights of Joe. I mean, the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots, apparently Joe Melton, who actually, for the sample size we had, looked better than what the stats showed. But then again, it's so hard to get like a true feel when these guys are going up against like non-coherent starters, or not. Shouldn't even say starters.
Terrible play. Like guys are getting cut. Yeah.
But then again, it's like you go back to like Dak Prescott's, preseasons when the year Tony Romo got hurt, and it was like he was going up against like awful players, but you just saw something where you're like, oh, this guy's could be a starter. I always think about Dak in that preseason. So, but I don't know. We'll see. Like Hendon Hooker is another guy where like the stats like didn't maybe show what he actually did last night. But then Hooker got hurt last night too. So, but yeah, we had Michael Penix throw the ball around tonight. Justin Fields looked like Justin Fields, which I was getting a little
excited. A lot of
the past week or so, a little like Justin Fields. I might take them in best ball here and there, and I did. And I don't know. Davis Mills was 8 of 13 for 89 yards. I mean, Davis Mills is the MVP of the preseason so far. Okay. Case Keenum's on the Texans. I didn't even know that. Yeah, CJ Stroud, 2 of 4, 41 yards and a touchdown. I mean,
2 tanked out.
Yeah. Sorry, let me make this pick. Let me Garrett Wilson tonight.
Oh, look at us. Jets over here.
Yeah, let's go Jets. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, Cam Akers had 6 carries for 17 rushing yards. Dameon Pierce had 4 carries for 4 yards. Not great. No one else I think we need to pay attention to there. Bobby Trees, 4 receptions, 42 receiving yards. Robert Woods still on this team, in case anyone's wondering. Cade Stover, a rookie tight end that I've been keeping an eye on, a guy who's on my taxi squad in a lot of dynasty leagues. 3 catches, 32 receiving yards. Let's go. Cam Akers also had 3 catches for 24 receiving yards. Tank Dell, 1 catch, 34 yards. A tutty, like Pete's been saying. John Mechie got a catch. That's about it. Steelers. Fields was 5 of 6 for 67 yards. I mean, He had 2 rushing yards. Kyle Allen played most of this game, 193 passing yards and a tutty. Jalen Warren had 3 carries for 11 yards. Najee had 3 carries for 9 yards. It's like so Steelers right there. George Pickens had 2 catches tonight. Van Jefferson had a long reception. Freiermuth had a catch. It's just hard to go off of these games. Scotty Miller got a little involved. Don't forget
That's a name.
He's on the Steelers. Let's go. Calvin Austin had 2 catches. Someone's got to step up if they're not going to get Ayuk. Which let's not. I don't want to trigger Pete.
The story, the Ayuk story, the last 2 days, 3 days has been insane.
It has been. We'll come back to that. Michael Penix looked okay. 9 of 16, 104. I mean, looked better than Taylor Heineke or Nathan Rourke, but
I'm pretty sure he's the same age as Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, he might be. Heineke's still the GOAT. Really, no one on the Falcons who ran or caught a ball tonight, I think, is going to be relevant, but because they're going to throw Ray McLeod in as a wide receiver 3 now, and he didn't even. Yeah, McLeod didn't play. Mooney didn't play. Obviously, London, Bijan, Algier, Kirko didn't play. Mike White was 4 of 14 for the Dolphins, 26 yards. Skylar Thompson was okay, 8 of 19, 95 yards, a tutty, but also a pick. Mike White had 5 rushes for 15 rushing yards.
Ooh.
Random. Malik Washington had 1 carry, kind of interesting. A receiver that I like. Jalen Wright looked good, though, based on the stats. 10 carries, 55 yards, 5.5 yards per carry, and a touchdown. So Jalen Wright truthers looking all right. And Chris Brooks, not too bad either. 12 carries, 40 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. Jeff Wilson had 3 receptions in this game and a receiving touchdown. So I don't know if this really answers any of your questions about if A-Chain and or Mostert gets hurt. I mean, apparently there's multiple viable options at running back here. And then Malik Washington had 1 catch, 5 yards, nothing good. Tanner Connor, I don't know who that is, but I had 3 receptions for 70 yards for the
guy was getting cut. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, so yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing to take away fantasy wise from any of these games, other than the Texans look good, is probably Jalen Wright with the opportunities he was given. Probably, if he continues to do this throughout the preseason, is definitely going to solidify himself as a RB3 on this team, who a lot of people like. All right, let me make this draft pick. Let's just go with the trend tonight. Give me Tank Dell, baby. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is.
4 deep over here.
So yeah, my favorite thing from the Brandon Ayuk drama was the day that he was supposedly going to the Patriots, and Kendrick Bourne was supposed to be part of the deal. And we just had, then Kendrick Bourne didn't like practice. And then we just had like Kendrick Bourne updates for like 3 or 4 hours. Like anytime he was spotted doing anything, we had like a news story on Kendrick Bourne, which started to get a bit silly as time went on.
Yeah, why he just doesn't want to play in New England. He hates their quarterbacks.
And now
the
latest report is he sat back down with the Niners and Shanahan. And basically, I think Kyle Shanahan has seen what's out there at this point in terms of offers and is like, you know what, let's just sign this guy. We're not getting anything we want. I think.
Well, they had a deal done in Cleveland. They liked the deal with Cleveland for Amari Cooper.
Right. I think if they were going to get Cooper, the draft compensation didn't really matter. But then you look at the Patriots, like all you can get is Kendrick Bourne. Look at the Steelers. It was like they weren't going to get Pickens. And it's like, it just didn't, that trade wasn't going to make sense. But I definitely agree. I think they liked what they were going to get the Browns. But at this point, it's like, let's just keep Ayuk with with the Niners for the sake of all of our best ball teams. If you drafted Purdy and Ayuk early in the offseason, but I won't be surprised if he ends up sticking with the Niners. But let's just get it over with. Now what I'm interested in is, Jerry Jones coming out and pissing off CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons at the same time.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, and I've been looking in, and CeeDee Lamb's agent is like notoriously known for like being kind of hard cut. Like, my player is going to sit out as long as we can.
So we'll see him week 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I was talking about this last night. It's like, with the way everything's structured now, like, they have to be out there week 1. It just doesn't make any sense. We'll see. All right, let's get into the chat here. J-Dubs, what's up, broski? Never had it so good. What position do you favor in 12 team? Meh. I like something in the later first round, but I think as his offseason's gone on, I actually like the 1.1. I mean, the 1.2 is actually okay too. I didn't like those at the beginning of the season, but I think I grew to like them. But yeah, every year I just always prefer getting closest to a second, first round caliber player in the beginning of the second round. So, Cameron, hello. Taylor says Jalen Wright really is him. Yeah, it's a situation we're going to pay attention to, but I'm not out on my Raheem Mostert.
We better not.
Shares
hint, content.
Yeah, and that's my guy still. Not giving up on him. All right, I'm going like 0 RB tonight.
Negative RB. You and Cam over here. No RBs.
Let's max it out here. Give me Hollywood. But yeah, I mean, if A-Chain, I think more people going after Jalen Wright. I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me, do you think A-Chain or Mostert's more likely to get hurt? And no matter what, but it doesn't matter if it's a committee. You look at what this backfield did last year, even when it was a committee, it was like Mostert and A-Chain could come out with double digits quite frequently. We saw that happen. So definitely a situation to pay attention to, though. I bet you start to see him get drafted a bit and redraft. I mean, he already has at the end of the round sometimes on RB, like light RB teams, but who's Eric Gray, running back on the Giants? So yeah, Eric Gray looked good as well last night. And so when you look behind Singletary on this roster, right? The other name people were looking at is rookie Tyrone Tracy, but Eric Gray was a rookie last year. And I liked Gray coming out of Oklahoma. He's on my taxi squad in one of my dynasty teams, actually. So I was happy about this. But yeah, last year was like, because he got some work week 5 at Miami. So, and was like not good last year. Other than that, I think because he was also hurt last year, I think. Yeah, he was hurt too. Only played 13 games. But last year there was always a talk like if Barkley gets hurt, who's going to fill in? And then Barkley did get hurt. And I mean, I think Singletary's going to be the guy here, but yeah, based on last night, Eric Gray will be the next guy up. So
the Lions defense is trash. That's all. That's what that tells me last night. They're as bad as they were last year.
It's also like, and then like it's a rain game. It was like, was it raining last night in that game?
I don't know, but probably it's been raining in New York.
I think
what?
Both games
play a game. Learn how to play football outside.
Yeah, didn't both games end early?
I was not keeping track if they ended before.
I mean, there has been some pretty serious weather, I guess, this past weekend. But
yeah,
Eric Gray is a guy I mentioned a lot in terms of dynasty last offseason, so I'm not surprised that he's popping up. But I mean, you look at some of these teams, a guy like Devin Singletary is RB1. I mean, situations to pay attention to. No disrespect to Singletary, but Ghost Hunter, what's up, man? Andrea, good to see you. Ghost Hunter says, dude was really solid at OU, probably our only consistent player during his time there. Najee had a nice catch and run. Yeah, we got like the exact Steelers stats out of Najee and Jalen Warren you would expect. Still like them at their ADP if you want to take one of those guys. A John Ross sighting in Philly. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the Eagles. How many games were it tonight? Because in the Chiefs,
3, I think 3 or 4.
I don't. Oh, okay. So we'll go through the Eagles.
There were 3.
Okay,
Eagles, Ravens.
Kenny Pickett was 14 to 22, 89 yards and a tutty. Let's go. Will Shipley, 7 touches, 23 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. Kendall Milton, 39 yards off of 9 carries, 4.3 yards per carry. Then Tyrion Davis-Price, 6 touches, 34 yards, 5.7 yards per carry. Then Kenneth Gainwell had 4 touches for 23 yards, 5.8 yards per carry. So I don't know if we have any answers onto if Barkley gets hurt, who's the next guy up at this point, but we will maybe find out as this roster trims down. John Ross, you're right. 3 catches, 28 receiving yards, 9.3 yards per carry. Let's go. My favorite player in Madden. Like always has a 96, 97 speed. I don't know what he is this year. Will Shipley also had a catch, 7 yards. That was a touchdown. So maybe that helps the Shipley shares out there. Other than that, we saw Johnny Wilson. He's had some hype, had a catch, but just for 7 yards. CJ Uzama's on the Eagles? I didn't even know that.
Guess so. Man, he fell off.
Yeah, a catch for 3 yards. No one else here I think is worth mentioning. The Ravens. Just
I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, I know. Let me make this a draft selection. Guess I need to go running back again.
Josh Johnson at 100 years old. How is he still in the league?
I don't know. I don't know who any of these running backs for the Ravens are, but I guarantee you one of these guys is going to get touches this year when we least expect it. Rasheen Ali, 10 touches, 26 yards. Owen Wright, 7 touches, 33. There's a couple names for the Ravens. Like, where's Devontae Walker? I don't know who any of these Ravens wide receivers are either.
He didn't get anything. He had 1 target, 0 catches.
Oh, that's why he's not. He doesn't even show up at what I'm looking at. But
on ESPN, yeah. Russell Gage also 1 target, 0 catches.
Go Russell Gage. Yeah, those were the 2 I was interested in. But Dayton Wade, 4 receptions, 27 yards. Tylan Wallace had 2 catches for 26 yards, 13 yards per catch. Not bad, but just there's certain things like I think the Eric Gray, Jalen Wright, like these are going to be things that we want to, look at for fantasy purposes that matter. But I think Will Shipley scoring a touchdown this is a guy who could actually be a viable red zone option when you look at what he did in college. So there's important stuff here, but we don't want to overreact to these, Oh, Will Shipley also used on the kick returns. Did not do bad. 24-yard average. Jake Elliott missed a kick for all you kicker leagues out there. Tucker was 2 of 2. Imagine that.
Shocker. Josh Johnson is 38 years old. What in the world, dude? Hang him up. You're 38 and you're playing in the preseason.
Did probably gets a nice. Being a backup quarterback is not a bad gig. What's up, Mr. Skurs? Could Eric Gray take over as the RB1 in New York? Sure. It just kind of. I think Singletary will be the guy. It's just like someone's going to step up and be the RB2 here, and then it's going to be contingent on Singletary getting hurt. But if a player's better, they will take over. But Singletary last year had 4.1 yards per carry. He did not fill in poorly whatsoever last year when he was a starter. So, albeit he was on a good offense in the Texans, and this is a different offense. The Giants, Danny Dimes at QB, but Singletary was like a waiver wire, like borderline league winner. I mean, he had 21 points in the first week of the playoffs, was bad against Cleveland, who had a great run defense last year, and then still 11 yards in the championship. Like, it was not bad by any means. So, yeah, I think I agree with this. Really relies on if he gets hurt. Taylor says Tyrone Tracy is clearly RB2 after watching that game, in my opinion. See, that's the thing, as I'm going off of like highlights and stats. I was not able to sit down and actually watch any of these games. So sometimes, I mean, you just get a completely different feel when you actually watch the game itself. So it's kind of important. Eckler, Gus the Bus, Jerome Ford. Got like all my favorite guys here. Let's go Eckler. Stevie B, what's going on, man? Good to see you. What's up? What's up? Thanks for stopping in. Cameron liking this team tonight. I haven't looked at the board once tonight. All I know is me and Tamone have like opposite teams right now. I went 0 running back. He went heavy running back. And that start, C-Mac, A-Chain, Pacheco could be like just ridiculous this year.
He's got neighbors. Nobody automatically discounted. Daniel Jones is quarterback.
Man, I could go in on running back again. It's a little risky. I'm going to do it.
This team is absurd. Jesus.
I'm going to do it.
5 wide, 5 RB.
I know. I've never drafted. I just wanted to go 0 running back tonight. And
well, you picked a good draft to do it because it was a wide receiver heavy draft early, it felt like.
I'm going to throw Brooks on the IR to start. Give me a free roster spot. We'll see. 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Josh Johnson playing backup quarterback for an NFL team, probably decided by a random wheel spin. We need to like put that on a t-shirt with the
I'm gonna be okay
logo.
with a CJ Stroud 10th round pick. I'm gonna be able to sleep at night now.
Yeah, I was Stroud and A. I mean, honestly, we only have had 4 quarterbacks gone.
Yeah, because we have no wide receiver. Everybody took a wide receiver today. Wide receiver day in the draft room.
James says, looking for insight in my 10-team start 10 Superflex Dynasty League. Do I trade Amon-Ra and get back AJ Brown and Drake London? Yeah. I mean, I like Amon-Ra is probably, gosh, Amon-Ra has got to be wide receiver 3 or 4 in Dynasty for me. But AJ Brown's, I think AJ Brown and Drake London are still both in my top 10. So it's like this does not hurt your team long term. I think Amon-Ra long term could be better than both. But this is one of those trades, especially if you're contending, you're competing, you're going to be in the playoffs. Yeah, I think you do this trade. Chat, what do you guys think? I mean, I think when you trade a player like Amon-Ra, you have to either be like, oh, this is just straight up fair value, or you have to be blown away, you know, or you have to get a player close in tier. And for me, like any of those wide receivers, like Lamb, Hill, Chase, St. Brown, JJ, you have to be like completely blown away to trade them. But AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson are like right outside that tier. They're probably, you could argue, in that same tier. So, I mean, AJ Brown was for Dynasty in that exact tier last year. So I think you can do this trade, and this might be Drake London's true breakout year. So chat, let us know. Stevie, Dynasty Life, if you're in here, you can I think Stevie would say to take it. Preseason stats production should be weighed in 0%. Really, the only useful info is depth chart hints. But it's fun to speculate, isn't it?
But what if somebody gets hurt? That's their production. There you go, Cats. I don't know. There's some. I think it's not a disqualifier, but I also think it's like, oh, you can see some things. Like this might be a guy.
Yeah, I think you just have to be careful with it. Because every now and then we just have like a preseason hero who just is like non-relevant. But obviously, if future starters, superstars, whatever, are going to be that, and they play in the preseason, you're going to see it. So
You have to watch. You kind of have to watch the game, like see who's in on the other team, what they're doing. Like Dak Prescott is the one that instantly comes to mind to me. Like
yeah,
I remember watching Dak in
yeah.
that preseason, be like, "Oh, this guy could start. Like this is not fake."
And wasn't his first start in the Hall of Fame game too,
I
preseason?
probably something like that. He was on
I remember. I think it was,
a couple of national games, I think, in the
and
preseason.
he was like, you just saw some throws that you were like, whoa.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
So yeah, I think it's a balance of both things here. Corey, out of Devonta Smith, Waddle, Cup, and a redraft, who should I take? I mean, I think you can really flip a coin, like or roll a 3-sided dice here. I probably go Waddle, Smith, Cup, but I think if you prefer Smith, Waddle, then Cup, that's fine. Cup is really becoming a name that people are like aggressively chasing in drafts and probably putting right next to these two names. People are worried about the Puka injury. Cup's been lighting it up in camp. Supposedly been the first option for Matthew Stafford even before Puka was hurt. So there's a lot of hype around Cup. But so far, consistently through the offseason, Smith and Waddle have been a little bit higher for me. So look at the offenses here. Do you believe in the Eagles, Dolphins, Rams more? Because these guys are all fairly close. Ghost Hunter says I take that and run. Even if Kirko doesn't make London amazing, AJ Brown for Amon Ra is more than fair, in my opinion. Yeah. Those guys are just so close. And I think Lundo on top is enough. Stevie says AJ Brown's close enough. You have the value in AJ and London, so you're good. Then can even use London Plus to get Chase or JJ or CD even a tier back up if you have some other assets. Great point. Thank you for the official opinion, Stevie. Do you think McLaurin falling to the 5th round is a steal, or do you think he's falling because his quarterback? No, I like him in the 5th. I do. I mean, he's not always going to fall that far. You have some people higher on Washington than other people, but I think McLaurin is a player who goes kind of. Sometimes he's going to go in the 4th. So. Also, I put Stevie's channel, Dynasty Life Fantasy Football. I put the link in the chat, so you guys go check out. Give Stevie a sub as well. But yeah, I think we like McLaurin in the 5th as a steal for sure.
Yeah, scary Terry all the time.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
Yeah. At the 5-1 is nice, especially for how heavy this draft was at the position. I'll take Schultz. I feel like Terry goes there every year, yeah. But honestly, lately he's been going earlier than the 5th. Scary Terry always goes lower than he maybe deserves. Quarterback situations almost like Fitz or Hopkins, yeah. But bear in mind, I mean, he's always a wide receiver too. Like, I mean, I like McLaurin where he goes. Like, he's hit 1,000 receiving yards every year except for his rookie where he was 919. He's had 4+ touchdowns every year of his career, but he hasn't hit more than 5 since his rookie season. He's never finished, 2022, he's a wide receiver 14. Every other season, he was wide receiver 20 or higher. So, it's like his production's fine. The quarterback's play's been consistently awful, but part of it is because the quarterback play sucks. Part of it is because production hasn't been there. All right, let's review some teams. That was fast, I felt like.
It was fast.
30 minutes. I guess that's pretty typical. Okay. Let's see what we got. Taylor's at the 1-1. Goes aggressive at running back here. We get A Rich at QB, Bowers and Fryermuth at tight end. Perfectly fine. C-Mac, A-Chain, Pacheco. Dude, I don't blame you for just going 3 running backs. Like, I probably want at least 4 in redraft, but this might be the like type of build. I've seen people go like Hall, Henry, then like Pacheco in the 3rd, Jacobs in the 3rd. It's like you probably want to take a 4th running back, but I don't blame you here. Rashee Rice, McLaurin, Roma Dunze, JSN, Dobbs, Curtis Samuel, Josh Downs. Yeah, I mean, like, this build works. If A-Rich stays healthy, like, you're all right here. Good report on Romeo Dobbs came out today. And I've been talking about this for the past, like, week or two, that this is the guy that's getting forgotten about. I talked about it in, I think, yesterday's video, too, where it's like Dobbs and Jordan Love have a great chemistry, and everyone loves Jaden Reed, and Dobbs had the same amount of touchdowns as Reed last year. And Jordan Love, like, praises Romeo Dobbs in the offseason. So for where he's going, I think he could end up being a draft day steal. But yeah, I mean, we're starting A-Rich, one of the 2 tight ends, C-Mac, A-Chain, Rice, McLaurin. I think you'd flex Pacheco, and then you just flex one of these other wide receivers, deep bench. Not bad. The upside with these running backs alone is probably going to scare your teammates, league mates. Jay Money, what's up? Burrow and Kittle, you should be good. Cook, Kamara, Moss, Algier, Gibby. It'll work. A lot of Bengals. Oh, you're a Bengals fan, right? Chase, Olave, Evans, great start. Worthy, nice upside pick. Myers, Pearsall, fine. I am a little spooked on Pearsall right now, who I liked a lot to start the offseason, but now a shoulder injury popped up. He was missing time. Different injury early in the offseason. We'll see what happens.
Fragile is what we're saying.
I know. And I think he's such a good fit for this offense, but just spooking me. Probably okay in the 11th, though. Burrow, Kittle, Cook, Kamara, Chase, Olave, Evans, Worthy. Whew. Could be filthy. Could throw in Myers at the flex, Zach Moss at the flex, too. Good bench options. We'll take it. Cameron likes his team tonight. Let's see.
Told you, Malik Neighbors automatically out.
Homies. Kelsey. Little stack. Jones, Warren, Brian Robinson, Chandler, Bucky Irving. St. Brown, Debo, Malik, Allen, Shaheed, Mike Williams. I mean, yeah, this team's fine. Chat, on a scale 1 to 10, where's your I was going to say concern level, but where's your confidence level in Malik Neighbors this season?
In him or his total, like his what he's going to be able to do? Because my confidence in him is like a 9.
Sure.
What I think is going to happen is like a 2.
Yeah, but let's put it all together. Situation he's in. What do you think the ceiling for Neighbors is?
He probably, you know what? He probably going to have a ton of catches. Like, worst case scenario, they're throwing him 3-yard just dumps.
Who? I'm just trying to see, like, how many touchdowns in total Giants wide receivers scored last year. But then it's so hard to even, like, break it down because, I mean, as long as Daniel Jones is healthy, I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns. Like, it's like, you can't really, like, because we're not going to see play out of DeVito or Drew Lock got hurt.
He did get hurt
and looked bad. I think
they said it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as it looked, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
great.
Well, I don't know, man. I think DeVito's a QB2 here. You're asking me. But yeah, I mean, it's like, what is the touchdown upside? I think is what's so important for Malik Neighbors. Because I agree with you. I think the catches and targets will be there. I worry more about this team getting in the red zone, what they're going to be able to do, and how that's going to convert. But we'll see. Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones, Warren, St. Brown, Debo, Malik Neighbors, Keenan Allen. Very solid core roster. Brian Robinson, great value where he got him. I love Shaheed in the 11th. I still think Chandler is a good pick if you're going 0 RB. Mike Williams looks like he's doing good coming back from injury. So Mike Williams might be a guy late in drafts. Believe in this Jets offense improving this year.
I'm hearing crazy things out of Jets camp.
Yeah. So, and we'll see. All right, not bad. Mr. Skurs. Got Jalen in the house. And Njoku at tight end. Henry, Swift, like that start. Zeke, McLaughlin. Hill, Ayuk, Kirk, Addison, Shakir, Wicks, Dotson. Not bad. Starting Hurts and Njoku. Henry and Swift. Hill, Ayuk, Kirk. And that last flex, I mean, theoretically, is going to be Addison. I mean, his hearing is not till October 7th, so he might get a mid-season suspension. Might be next year.
The NFL could suspend him.
That's what I was about to say too. It's just a weird situation. But you got some options.
They have a game. They're in London October 6th, so I don't know how that's going to work.
That is weird. Probably, I don't know how that works either because they usually get in early. He might not be playing that game. But Dotson, Wicks, Shakir, I mean, good value, good options that could fit in the flex there for you. And I guess Dusty, Crusty Zeke can always get in there too.
Man, I saw a clip of Zeke this week. It looked bad. It was just mean.
Crusty Dusty, that's my guy. All right, Andrea's at the 1-2 tonight. We got Kyler and Fergie. Not bad. Good value on those guys for sure. Jacobs mixing Connor, Ray Davis, and Vidal. Lamb, Adams, Reed, Ladd, Lockett, Judy. So starting Kyler and Fergie. Jacobs and Mixon. Lamb, Adams, Reed, Ladd, McConkey. Good core roster. Lockett and Judy to fill in. Connor to fill in. I am starting to rise on Ray Davis. We're going to pick a Bills running back that's not my boy James Cook. Davis has looked really good in training camp and just getting good feels about him. Vidal, I'm a little bit more worried about. Go ahead.
I was going to say Ray Davis and his crazy profile picture they have.
Oh, I know, dude. This looks like a grown ass man right here.
he's gonna bench press 350 and take you out.
And he's like, he's the type of back they need behind James Cook. So yeah, core roster looks good. Andrew. Simo just won draft tonight. Cats drafted a team tonight, and it's got the GOAT. T-Law. Cats team wins the championship. Pitts at tight end. Bijan, Pollard, Spears. You've been locking up the Tennessee backs lately. Dowdle, Dobbins, Collins, Cup, Cooper, Pickens, B. Tom, Bateman. So starting T-Law and Pitts, Bijan, and Tennessee back. Or maybe the Doodle. Collins, Cup, Cooper, Pickens, beautiful. Well, whether you are in a single flex or double flex, very nice. Brian Thomas, not bad here either as a wide receiver 5. And Bateman's hurt. Imagine that. But he's also going to be a huge part of this offense this year. Team looks fine. Dubby. Got J-Lo in the 11th. Kincaid and Musgrave. Nice. JT White. Nice. Singletary, Chuba, Jalen Wright. If anyone was going to pick Jalen Wright, it'd be J-Dubs. AJ Brown, Metcalf, Flowers, Ridley, Watson. Nice. Good squad over here. We got J-Lo and Kincaid, JT and White, Brown, Metcalf, Flowers, Ridley, and then Watson is a wide receiver 5. Good running back room here. Good tight end depth. That's a solid squad. Would you pass up Malik Neighbors in round 5, Pete?
No, but he was taken in round 3.
Yeah. I probably would take him in round 5 too.
Yeah, I'd probably take him in round 4.
I probably would much more consider him if his ADP was in round 4 as well. But still, when I see guys like Cooper, Higgins, Flowers, Pittman, even Dell, Kirk, Rice, I'm taking all those guys before Malik Neighbors.
Devonta,
yeah, like I just am. And even like Smith, Moore, Metcalf, Waddle, Cup, Diggs. Now, like, yeah, I probably take all those guys before Neighbors. Ghost Hunter 0-10. Daniel Jones is quarterback. His offense is awful. Waller spent only part of 1 year there and decided retirement is a better option. That might be a tough comparison, but
now
I don't.
We do have Skinny Brian Dable. That is a factor here. What's going to happen with Skinny Brian Dable?
Brian Dable's looking great, man. Shout out to the Daves.
Yeah, him and his wife.
Yeah,
slimmed up, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, good for them. Are we positive Daniel Jones trash?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'd have to go back and find the video, but Pierre from Fantasy Endgame did like a super in-depth breakdown on why Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback, and like this was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I don't feel like finding the link, but I was like blown away by how bad the in-depth numbers over his career are. Listen, like, yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones.
He was not good when they won 9 games and won a playoff game. He was awful.
He just out of nowhere was able to rush for like 700 yards.
He had 2 good games that year. They were both against the Vikings pass defense. That was it.
Look, I think Daniel Jones could be okay this year. If Neighbors got drafted last year, would be screaming Daniel Jones breakout year. That's probably fair. I mean, but once again, like, Daniel Jones, the year that he got the contract, as Pete is alluding to, passing wise, like he led this team to the playoffs, and they beat the worst team in the NFL, the Vikings, in the playoffs. Sorry, Pete. I'm just kidding. But
he threw, He threw for 3,000 yards. Oh my, 3,200 yards on 67%, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Right. That's the big thing, is 15 touchdowns to 5 picks. I mean, like, the rushing numbers were good, but he's never even come close to any other point in his career in terms of those rushing numbers. His rookie season was fine. Pretty good for a rookie quarterback. Over 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 picks. You don't get like as concerned about in a rookie season. But yeah, I think he was right. The fumbles, 18 fumbles his rookie season. That's probably a fair point. But I think if Jones surprises us, he could be fine. But I think that my problem is the touchdown upside is not there. I mean, okay, decent, sure, but for Neighbors, I think full PPR maybe could be fine this year. I think there's so many more proven receivers going there. So, all right, let me try and get caught up on the roster here. Draft of the night is my team. I'm just joking. Actually, I was going to give it to you, J-Dubs. I thought your team was just really solid head to toe, and you hit on a lot of good value. So J-Dubs wins. We'll roast mine and Pete's team. Take Blake Bortles over Daniel Jones. Shout out Blakey B. Doug, what's up, man? Good to see you. Axis, what's up, man? Get Adams and Ingram. He gets JT, who wins. Have Hunter Henry as my tight end. Mostert is my replacement. Got Moore, Higgins, London. I mean, this is a fair trade, I guess, but I don't really, as much as I like Mostert, I don't consider Mostert a replacement for JT. When you get a huge upgrade at tight end, who are your running backs? I think is more important. Like, who's your RB1? Is it gonna be Mostert? I mean, this just might put you in a position where you're playing the waiver throughout the season at running back. Helps your other positions. Pete, we got Stroud and Ingram. Beautiful value on those guys. Hall, Etienne, Walker, Javante. Got Charbs as a handcuff. Diggs, Higgins, Godwin, 80 Mitchell, Cooks, Thielen. Not bad. Adam Thielen made it to the squad, bro.
That was kind of a lull pick.
I don't really mind Thielen as a final selection, honestly. Stroud, Ingram, Hall, Etienne, Diggs, Higgins, Godwin. I think you end up flexing Walker on this team, which is fine. Not bad. 80 Mitchell, I guess, is fine now with the Josh Downs injury. He's going to have to step up for a few weeks. I like Cooks in the 11th. Charbs and Thielen, fine. So, solid. All right, here's a 0 RB team for y'all. Prescott, I got T-Hawk. He's going to the IR, baby. And I got Schultz. I got a free player. I'm going to pick up Jaden Daniels in this league because he didn't get drafted. I got Monty, Mostert, Brooks, Eckler, Ford. I got another free player. 2 IR spots in this league. I'm the commissioner.
He's changing the rest.
Yeah. And I'm adding an IR spot. Monty, Mostert, Brooks, Eckler, Ford. I think for 0 RB is perfectly fine. I was hoping Zamir White was going to make it back. Garrett Wilson, Lundo, Moore, Dell, Hollywood. Only took 5. So, I mean, we're starting Prescott and Schultz. We get T-Hawk down the stretch. I'd start Monty and Mostert to start the year, but love the value on Eckler and Ford. Brooks helps this team as the season goes on. We're starting Wilson, London, Moore, Dell, and we have the option to flex Hollywood. I mean, I think a lot of good value fell in this draft. This draft was kind of swayed in a couple ways. Board was kind of weird tonight, but if I was going in the season right now, no more injuries happen this year, for a 0 RB squad, I'd be really happy with this team.
That's a good 0 RB squad. Those are good running backs for 0 RB.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of good running back value fell there. I'll say that much. Axis has Etienne as well, so you end up with Etienne, Mostert, DJ Moore, Higgins, London, Adams, Ingram at tight end. I mean, I think this is fine to do. Yeah, it's a good question if it's a single or double flex. Single flex, you can definitely do this. Double flex, maybe you hold on to JT, but Ingram's such a big upgrade. I'm not a Hunter Henry believer this year, so Ingram's a huge upgrade. Tight end 2 last year, tight end 5 the year before. I mean, you guys know I love him. And then Adams, I just think might not love his situation, but he's still Devontae Adams. Still, wide receiver 10 last year? Yeah. And then you go back to the games. It's without, the last final games, right? I didn't want to say Jimmy Garoppolo's name, but week 16 bad, and everything else fine. Still a good season. I mean, it's just like when you look at JJ, the situation's probably not great this year. I don't know. Sam Darnold, let's not sleep on Darnold, but I think he averaged 22 points through this stretch per game. The weeks Nick Mullins was quarterback. So it's like some of these guys, some stuff might be capped, but maybe Malik Neighbors becomes one of those guys. We'll see. Only one flex spot. Yeah, then I think it's fine. I think that actually helps your situation. All right, guys. We're going to have to go ahead and jet. So 1 mock in the books. Great draft tonight. Thank you guys for coming out, mocking. Thank you for the fancy questions, fancy discussion. We'll be back tomorrow night with some underdog drafts, some late night fantasy discussion. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Do all the YouTube stuff. Discord links down below. Go find our TikTok, same name as this channel. Go find us on Instagram. We're putting content out on every platform. We'll have a mock draft out for you guys tomorrow. Have a video out for you guys Sunday. Keep rolling. It was a great week. A lot of content out. Pete's putting some shorts out. Go check out everything. Go drop some comments. Drop some likes. Roast us. Whatever you guys want to do. Keep getting you guys as prepared as possible for the upcoming fantasy season. Pete, I'll let you say bye. We'll get out of here.
Watch all the videos. Hit the like. Hit the thumbs up. Comment about how wrong I am about Malik Neighbors. Yell at me. Go ahead. Watch the shorts. Do all that stuff. It's like, here, guys. It's going to be draft season, essentially, for some of y'all. I'm sure some of you have already drafted. So, yeah. We're going to be trying doing mocks like every day, it feels like. Coming up. Every day.
Watch the dang videos.
You don't even have to listen to them. Just hit the like button and watch them all the way through.
All right, guys. That does it. Love you guys, man. Loves community. Love the catch, fam. We'll talk to y'all soon. Everyone be safe. Have a great start to the weekend. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the catch. And peace.